Hello everyone, welcome to this refreshing full body Yin Yoga practice. In this video, I will guide you through a sequence that's specifically designed to nurture a deeper connection to the breath, which will help balance the body's energies. Welcome back to Devi Daily Yoga and the Yin Yoga Challenge, where we're on day number 19. And for this practice, you'll need 2 yoga blocks. So go ahead and gather your props and let's get ready to start our Yin Yoga practice right now. We'll begin in a wide-legged caterpillar pose. So sit with your legs out in front of you and open your feet as wide as the edges of your mat. And you might want to have a cushion under your seat or a folded blanket as you begin to come forward. Your hands might rest on your legs. They might hold your feet. Option to use your block under your elbows or a block or 2 under your forehead. And feel the stretch here beginning to form in the backs of your legs and the back of your spine. From the tailbone up through the sacrum, up through the backs of the ribs, upper back, back of the neck as you relax your head. And settle into this breath as it comes in and as it flows out. Resting into stillness, giving the mind a rest, and giving the body a rest. Slowly now come up from caterpillar. And from here, let's draw the legs in, cross over the ankles, and onto hands and knees. Taking some easy cat and cows here on hands and knees, we'll inhale into a back bend, lift the gaze, and exhale and round the spine, tuck the chin and tuck the tailbone. Inhale into the back bend. Once again into cow pose, and with your exhale into cat pose. One more time, inhale. And one more time, exhale. And now settle your hips all the way back to your heels in child's pose. Inhale your breath. And exhale, settle forehead to the earth, palms on the earth. And slowly come up, and we're going to make our way into a groin stretch, which is your choice of tadpole or frog. For tadpole, you'll simply widen your knees from here, and it is like a wide knee child's pose where you keep your feet close together. And if you don't feel enough groin stretch in tadpole, then you can come even wider to frog to the point where the feet also can start to open up. And if you come off your mat and it doesn't feel good, you can turn sideways on your mat. Option to use a block under your forehead or a bolster under your chest and head. You can rest on the elbows or rest your head on the floor. And settle into steady breathing. Inhale and exhale to soften into the inner thigh, inner groin area. Allow the front of the pelvis to relax. And slowly come up. Make your way to Seiza, sitting with your knees together, sitting right on top of your heels or using a block to sit on top of, right in between your feet. We'll take a little rebound here with the eyes closed and feel these sensations in the body after your tadpole or frog pose. Sensations through the inner channel of the legs, maybe up into the spine itself. And gently open the eyes and roll your shoulders a couple times. Good, and where we're headed now is supported dragon into an optional dragon split, which we haven't done yet in this series. So we will use our blocks to get into supported dragon, stepping the right leg forward. And then you can stack one block under your leg and place it under the thigh or farther back right under the sitting bone. Or if you're taller or need more lift, then 2 blocks can be used. If you have an extra block that you're not using under your leg, then it could be here under your left hand for support if you'd like. And here we'll settle into a stretch of the front of the left thigh and the front of the left hip. And just check in with the body here. This whole line between the left knee and the lower left ribs is lengthening. And now if we want more sensation here, we can begin to explore walking this right foot forward, inching it forward like an inchworm, and see what that does to the pose. So take it to your feel-good position today, remembering that we don't really work toward trying to achieve poses in yin. It's about stretching into the front of the left hip and the front of the left thigh, and finding maybe also that back bend that you might feel in the left side of the lower back. And wherever you are, wherever you land, take a nice full breath in and exhale. Another breath in. Relax into the legs, the hips. And now slowly release this first side, taking the legs in. Option to use your blocks under your hands for downward dog. Flat, low height of the blocks, walking the legs out, bending one knee at a time. And now we'll drop the knees and take it to dragon on the second side. Left leg forward. 1 or 2 blocks under the thigh or under the sitting bone, and finding the position that feels right for stretching into this line of the right thigh, front of the right hip. Maybe staying right here, maybe inching the left foot forward, and or lowering your block. Settle in and connect with your next breath in and your next breath out. And see if you can settle into stillness. And we'll slowly make our way into downward dog once again, blocks under the hands. Walk the legs out in dog once again. Ooh, and drop the knees. Settle the hips back, take a child's pose. Hands and forearms can stay on the blocks if you'd like. And lift up now to come into a seated position. We're going to do a little bit of an exploration of square and shoelace pose. And what we want to do is with the right knee on top, right foot on top, come into square pose just for a moment, where your right ankle comes on top of your left knee. And this pose is not difficult for some people, and it's quite impossible or uncomfortable for some people. And then there's this pose, which is in the same family, the same archetype, with the right knee on top of the left, called shoelace pose. And this pose, for other people, is impossible or uncomfortable, or both. And there's something in between that doesn't really have a name, and that's what we're going to go for today, is this in-between square and shoelace. Not quite stacked knees, not quite stacked feet on top of knees. And we're looking for a stretch in the right glutes. And we usually get that, we get that once we come forward. So this might work for you, or you might need to use a block under this foot to help stabilize things, or you might want to use a block under this knee. If the knee is up in the air, That's okay. You don't need to fill the space in, but if it feels good to have something there, then go for it. Or if you're comfortable going prop free, that's fine. Props can also be used in front of you, under your forearms or under your forehead. And as we settle into this, let your body tell you if this pose is working for you. And if it's not, you are welcome to come into either square or shoelace or even figure 4 on the back as an alternative. And breathe into what you are feeling. Breathe into the place in the body where you're feeling sensation, tension, stretch. And slowly now come up from your not shoelace and not square pose and come into it on the second side. Left on top of the right. No name pose, second side. It's kind of like a pretzel. Is there another pose called pretzel, or can we call this one pretzel? Let's call it pretzel for now. But let me know if is there a different yoga pose called pretzel? It kind of seems like there would be. I do this variation a lot. I've just never thought about what to call it. Take a deep breath in to the left buttock now. Exhale, relax this part of your body. Slowly now coming up And slowly make your way onto your back for our final pose, Spinal Twist. On the back, before we come into our last pose, we'll just draw the knees in and gently rock side to side, feeling this moment of arrival on the floor, which always feels so good. And let's take it into this twist now. We can touch the feet down first and skew the hips to the left, and then draw the knees in and over to the right. Extend your left arm out to the left. Right hand can anchor the legs or can come out to the right side. Option to cross the knees for twisted roots. And finding a nice deep breath in. Exhaling to feel your body melt into the floor a little bit more. Any final little adjustments to get your body nestled into just the right place. All your parts resting against the floor in just the right way. And sinking now into stillness and rest. Now take this left arm and slide it along the ground to come up next to the head and roll all the way over onto your right side into a ball. Tuck the head, tuck the knees up. Take a breath here. And slowly bring the knees back up to center and roll into your twist on the second side. Knees to the left, right arm out to the right hand side. Adjusting, meeting the ground, finding this intimacy between your body and the surface that you're resting on, and integrating the intimacy of your breath with your body, with this earth that supports this body. Slowly release, bring the knees up to center and straighten your body out to rest on your back in Shavasana. And if it feels really good to be here, then stay here. Or you have the option to bend the knees and roll over to the side to join me in a seated position for a seated final meditation. Feel free to stay on your back. And if you are seated, you're finding a tall spine. In whichever position you're in, feel what's happening inside your body now. Feel the energy moving. Feel what's been awakened and stirred in this practice. And continue to rest while you listen to the words of Sutra number 35 from the Radiance Sutras. Shining One, breathing out, let go and fall into knowing all of creation as existing within space. And you are absorbed in that vibrant, empty fullness. In this moment, your body is intimate with space, exchanging essence for essence, balancing in the midst of vast emptiness, no utter freedom. End of Sutra. Let's take a gentle breath in, a gentle exhale, and let's gently chant Om 3 times. Place your palms together in front of your heart and inhale. We will close the practice here. Make your transition gently. Namaste. I hope you feel amazingly peaceful and satisfied after this practice. If you feel you need to rest in stillness and quiet for a little longer, you might pause the video at this point. I want to thank you for practicing with Devi Daily Yoga. Be sure to move slowly and gently into the next part of your day. And if you liked this video, please hit the thumbs up and subscribe to my channel where I have over 200 Yin Yoga videos organized into helpful playlists. If you're serious about deepening your knowledge of Yin Yoga, you might check out my online Yin Yoga teacher certification program. This class has been part of the 30-day Yin Yoga challenge, and if you haven't signed up for the challenge, you can sign up at challenge.devidaily.com. Starting on the day you sign up, you'll get daily emails with a direct link to the video of the day to help keep you on track with the program. And you'll also immediately receive a calendar along with a PDF guide for the program and a posture gallery. So I look forward to seeing you in the next one, and until then, I hope the rest of your day flows beautifully.